Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. Welcome back to Movie Monday. We are here to watch the Planet of the Apes trilogy for the next 3 weeks. So Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is coming out soon. When this first got announced, I was thinking, why? Because the trilogy was so perfect. Rise, War and Dawn were all great movies in their own way. They were all different, but they were all great, and it was one amazing trilogy, and I'm just like, why another one? Do we have to? But it's a new story apparently. It takes place like hundreds of years after, so this is like way after. Obviously Caesar died in war, spoiler alert. This is like way after that happened, so there's like different apes, probably the same community, but like, yeah, all the apes from the original trilogy are now dead. It's a different era where the apes have now taken over the world, because obviously the same thing that made the apes smart destroyed the humans. It was a virus to the humans. So in the new one, the humans seem to have regressed over time, and the apes have just gotten, they're just, you know, they've got the good side of evolution, I guess, in the new film. So I'm intrigued to see that new one. It looks good. The trailers look really good, and the main character from that trailer kind of has some similarity to Caesar, so he might be a descendant, I don't know. But when he said in the trailer, "Apes hunt humans," that is wrong. The way he says that sounds so similar to Caesar when he says "together strong." But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. But at first I was skeptical, because do we need another one? Don't ruin the trilogy, but we'll see. It is a new story as well, so it won't ruin the trilogy. But I'm expecting some sort of callbacks. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued about that one. But anyway, I'm about to embark on a journey watching this amazing trilogy. I did not like the old ones, the ones that came out decades ago. Was not a fan of those. But this trilogy, I think, was amazing. The Rise was an amazing setup to everything. It was a really good movie. War was a personal favorite, because I like action. It was an amazing movie. Not War. War was great as well. But I mean Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn comes after Rise, which is a bit weird. But anyway, Dawn, the second one, the one where there's a big war going on, that I feel was the best one. It was very emotional as well, very sad. And then there was War, which was the most depressing one, probably the slowest one as well, but amazing storytelling, amazing characters, and a little bit funny as well, even though it was very serious. And a perfect ending, I guess, to the trilogy. A sad ending, but a perfect ending. So we had 3 great movies. Each one felt different, but it still felt like one big, amazing story. So I'm excited to watch these. I actually got them on 4K, but today I've decided to just watch them on my computer, because it's just easier, I guess. Not because it's easier, it's just that, you know, sometimes I prefer to just chill at my computer rather than my 50-inch TV, which makes no sense, because that's so much better. But I guess it just saves time. I got a lot of videos to record today and other things to do. But yeah, today is Rise, next week Dawn, the week after War, and then after that we might get started on Bad Boys 1, 2 and 3, because obviously there's a 4th one coming out there as well. But yeah, by the time we've done this watch along, I'm pretty sure Kingdom will be out, and I cannot wait to go and see that. So expect a short review on this channel of that, and also a vlog review on a different channel called Sir Davidoff. Anyway, enough of the intro. I actually forgot the intro of this film in the forest when the apes got kidnapped. I actually forgot that scene. But yeah, I'm up to the scene where the mother dies and Caesar is born, and obviously James Franco's research is, you know, out the window because of what happened. I'm up to there. But it's interesting, you know, how he's looking for this, you know, this virus. Well, it becomes a virus, but like he's obsessed with finding this thing that they're testing on apes that will make humans find a cure to Alzheimer's. That obviously his father's affected by that. So he kind of, you know, he kind of becomes obsessed with trying to find. He becomes obsessed with trying to find this cure, and he uses this thing on his father to see. It is his father, right? I think it's his father anyway. But like, in the end, he ends up basically dooming humanity, because even though this medicine makes the apes smarter and better, it actually makes humans sick and kills them off. And this virus certainly did a number. It's crazy because they never showed the full-on I mean, obviously they kind of show it through like graphs and stuff and maps that humans did get wiped out, but you don't actually see that. Like, you at the end of Rise, you see someone sick at the airport, sort of teasing what would happen. By the time the next movie starts, most people are dead. Like, it's just mainly militaries and a few civilian towns. So it's like you don't actually see how bad it is, but I guess you can kind of imagine. Most of the world has been killed off by this virus. No, this medicine they were trying to create to make apes smarter, and yes, it made apes smarter, but did the opposite effect on humans. It made them sick and it made them regress, as we'll find out in the Kingdom movie. And we already saw that in War, actually, in the final movie of the trilogy. That girl, she couldn't speak, she regressed. Woody Harrelson's character, obviously, when he got infected by that teddy bear, he lost the ability to speak. So it's pretty crazy that the humans basically created their own downfall. Testing on apes essentially lost them everything, you know. They killed themselves off. Well, I mean, there were still humans around, but they made many humans that regressed, and then they inadvertently gave the power to the apes, made them smarter. So yeah, it's a pretty crazy concept, but somehow it's worked into some incredible movies. I can't remember who directed this one. I can't remember. The other two were directed by Matt Reeves. I don't know who's directing the new one, but on top of that, the visuals for these movies are amazing as well, so that has to be said. Like, the visuals for this were good, but you know, they're the weakest of the three, but they didn't need to be that great because the main action sequences at the end and they still looked incredible. For Dawn, the visuals were incredible, and then for War, it looked so good in War. I was just like, I watched that in IMAX, I was just like, this is incredible, a great achievement. Like, the mocap from Andy Serkis is a legend. Like, his work for the mocap in these films was absolutely incredible, and the CGI and the effects just looked so damn good, man. I remember my granddad watched the second one, and he was just like, "This is the best movie I've ever seen." And I can understand why my granddad thought that, because it was just a spectacular achievement. Like, it's not just the fact it's a good story and everything, but what they've managed to do with the effects, both practical and CGI. How realistic they made it look is just bloody incredible. So that scene where Caesar goes into the forest, like James Franco takes him into the forest and he gets to go free, climb some trees. Like, it hits more now because you know who he becomes in the subsequent movies, even the end of this movie, and it's just like this is the first of there's like a glimpse of the great Caesar, and when it first came out we had no idea just how great he was going to be. So, and also him finding out about his mum was pretty sad as well. But yeah, again, James Franco's character, just him being obsessed with, you know, saving his father. You know, it was the downfall, because that liquid, even though he thought it would cure his father, it only did temporarily. In the end, it killed him. You know, in the end, it was a virus. So, you know, his obsession with using this untested virus just didn't just cost him, but cost the human race everything. So, but it gained everything for the apes at the same time. That scene, I could say that scene about so many scenes in this bloody trilogy, but that scene of him attacking the neighbor because he thought he was threatening the father, and then him realizing that humans are scared of him and getting sent to that animal compound. Sad. Very sad. I say animal compound, it's just for apes, isn't it? I just noticed the name rockets on one of the cages where Caesar's staying at. And I'm just like even though that's just, you know, that's a character they're teasing for the rest of the series, to me it feels like an Easter egg now. Because I'm watching it back, I'm just like, oh, rocket! And I've just seen Maurice as well. That's cool. And we've seen Koba for the first time on top of that. So I completely forgot the detail that the virus, well, the medicine he gave to his dad, like, it only worked temporarily. That wasn't actually the one that caused the virus. He instead created a new one that was more aggressive, because his dad's immune system fought off the virus part of that liquid. So yeah, he made a second one, and that's the one that caused the virus. Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, sorry, I got that part wrong, but still. It was still James Franco's character, his determination to try and find a cure that ultimately was the downfall of humanity, and also caused the rise of the apes. Just seen Cornelia. Another scene that feels like an Easter egg, because we know who Cornelia is in the future movies. It's also sad at the same time because you know some of these characters are going to be dead by either the end of the second movie or during the third movie, so that's also something depressing. Caesar creating alliances was it's such a brilliant scene, man. Like, you can see how smart he is, picking a lock with a knife and then freeing that gorilla and then managing to create an alliance with Rocket as well. And those two became best friends later as well, considering they fought each other in this one. Like, every ape you see is just like, oh, this is like, yeah, because it's sad because you know what's gonna happen, but also because like for the story it's just like, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of these characters apart from the gorilla. I'm pretty sure that's the gorilla that dies at the end of this one. The point is, every ape you introduce, you're just like, you're either like, oh, we know they're going to be in future movies, or you're just going to be like, oh, this is cool because they're part of the story. Unless you see Cobra. As soon as you see Cobra, you're just like, oh no, because you know what happens in the second movie. You're just like, oh no, not Cobra. Not Cobra. But you can understand that because Cobra was abused quite badly, one of the most abused apes of the entire trilogy, so it makes sense why he became what he became. But he's the only ape when you look at him and you're just like, oh boy, you know what he's gonna become. It's crazy, you know, this whole movie James Franco talks about, you know, how we need to make this drug, but the company is just like, you can't do this. Like, the company guy who's in charge of, you know, the investments, getting in the investments, making money from the company, and then in the end of it, when it works a little too well on Cobra, suddenly James Franco has a change of heart, partly because he loses his father, and he's just like, we haven't tested this yet. And like, why don't you realize this earlier, mate? He finally realizes, come to his senses, he realizes there's a lot more testing that's needed, and it's not a safe drug yet. But by the time he realizes this and pleads his case, suddenly the company has changed of heart. Suddenly they're fully supportive of it because they see how well it's worked on Cobra. They're just like, this is a drug that can definitely work. We can make so much money off this. Suddenly the tables turn, but it's still James Franco's fault. It's his idea. He put this in motion. When he realizes that he's wrong, suddenly the company is on the side that he wanted them to be on from the start. So it's crazy. And on top of that, Caesar's kind of lost the desire to go home as well, so he can't get Caesar back. And then you see people start getting sick. His co-worker, his neighbor, people are going to start getting sick. So this is where the downfall of humanity begins. This is where it begins. And it was all James Franco's fault. I keep saying his name because I keep forgetting his character's name, but screw it, it's fine. What happened to him anyway? We never found out what happened to him, but because most of humans died anyway, I would assume he would have died. And he's definitely dead now because the new movies happens like hundreds of years after. I love when Caesar first conveys his message to Maurice, apes together strong, and then Maurice says, apes stupid. They will be less stupid soon, don't worry, mate. When Caesar first makes everyone smart in that compound and then starts congregating them, this is the start of his army, the beginnings. And then eventually you see the ends, I guess, in war. But I don't know, maybe the one in Kingdom is the same army. It's just they've changed. I'm sure a lot will be explained when Kingdom comes out, and I'm looking forward to it. I love Caesar's first word, no. Even the big, strong, terrifying gorilla was terrified of that. He's just like, what? This ape talks like a human. This is terrifying. Great scene though. On a serious note, what an amazing scene. The entire sequence on the San Francisco Bridge is just absolutely incredible. Like, that finale just, it's a perfect payoff to what's led up to it. It's just incredible, like everything just crazy sequence. And even, it started before the bridge. It started with a breakout and then going to that facility to break the other apes out, including Cobra, and then obviously then going over the bridge and a helicopter part, the gorilla sacrificing himself. And I also like how they tease the differences between Caesar and Cobra just at the end of this. You're barely introduced to Cobra, but Caesar, he only kills someone if it's necessary. And like the one time he did actually kill someone, it didn't seem like he meant to. He just meant to hose him down because he had an electric thing. He killed him. He, apart from that, like, he tells other apes not to kill these policemen, not to kill these humans. Just take them down, don't kill them. Like a gorilla's about to kill a policeman, he's just like, no. Like, you can see Caesar's morals there. He doesn't really want to destroy humans. He just wants apes to be free, away from humans' grasps. But on the other hand, Cobra, he's ready to kill. There was one part where Caesar, the gorilla died, and Caesar's very angry, and this company man is begging for his life, and Caesar doesn't kill him, but he decides to just walk away, and Cobra kills him. So again, moral differences that we see the climax for in the second movie, where Caesar and Cobra eventually go against each other. Also, that Caesar's home scene is incredible. Him finally telling James Franco, I am actually home, and obviously James Franco realizing that he can talk as well, even though he's been told this, he's finally hearing it in person. And this, I think, is the last time we see James Franco's character. Probably died, but yeah, probably a nicer way to see his ending rather than see him dying. At the same time, he started this chain of dooming humanity by creating this drug. But he created this new ape world, I guess. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Dawn next week, because that's my favorite of the trilogy, and it's very sad as well at the same time, especially with the whole Cobra thing and who dies. Yeah, I can't wait, but I know it's going to be emotional. And so is War. That's going to be even more emotional. I like how the end credits of this is a map showing the lines of the virus spreading across the world. And then the start of the movie is the exact same thing, but instead of yellow, it's red in that one. And you hear news reports in the background of what's going on, of people dying. So yeah, that's a good callback as well, especially when you consider that the director of the second and third is different from this director. But it seems like it continued perfectly. It seems like the director actually never changed, or they were just, they're following, The point is, Matt Reeves followed up with the second one and third one, and he followed it up perfectly from this one. It was seamless, Sometimes you think, is it the same director directing all three? It was actually not. So it's pretty impressive how they kept it all cohesive as well, even though obviously they had the same guy for the second and third anyway. But yeah, this movie's like shorter than I remember. I thought this was like 2.5 hours or something. It's actually 1 hour 45. But yeah, a really good damn movie. I'm pretty sure second one's like about 2 hours, and the third one's like the longest one, like 2 hours 25 or something. But yeah, that was good. Obviously I've seen this already, but rating would be 9 out of 10. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it